Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. We made it to Saturday. Yes. We're still doing Judge Boyd, the trial in Judge Boyd, which everybody keeps saying is going to get really good soon. Probably today. When Tyler gets on the stand. I don't know when Tyler gets on the stand. Hopefully today. Hopefully. But we will get a verdict eventually. I know, because I know what the verdict is. Ha! You guys probably do too. Everything went well yesterday, by the way. 2 thumbs up. It went fine. All right, let's go. Let's go to here. So we finished with yesterday's video, and then there was a video in between that was just her docket. So I skipped that, and then this should be the trial again.
Are you Mr. Villarreal?
Yeah.
It's okay. Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Junebug, everybody was talking about you recently. Where's Junebug? What happened to Junebug? Because I played a video with where you were chatting in it a while ago. I put it up as like a 10-minute clip under videos, and everybody's like, "Where's Junebug?" Hi, Junebug.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Thank you, Deputy Laura. Did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yeah.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Case, Class A misdemeanor, Avion. No objection.
This is
Did you review the admonishments and waivers?
That's not the trial. That looks like the trial right there. Hi, Wildfire. There we go.
Oh, I'm sorry, was something left behind? All right, thank you. All right, everyone, please be seated. State, call your next witness.
Yes, Your Honor, the state called Sandra.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Just make sure you keep your voice up so everyone can hear. And if you'll state your name for the record.
Sandra Ruiz, Sandraruiz.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Ruiz, can you please just introduce yourself to the jury and tell them what your occupation is?
Yes, I am a latent fingerprint examiner for the City of San Antonio Police Department.
What is
A
she?
latent print examiner. Can you
Latent
explain to them what
print
that entails?
examiner. Got it.
What that entails is I'm working and researching assigned case workload. I examine and compare prints that are lifted at crime scenes to deem them legible or not legible. I also make AFIS, automated fingerprint identification system, submissions and comparisons. And I also write identification reports on cases.
And I know there's probably many other things in your duties, but that's a general overview of what you do.
Yes, sir.
How long have you worked for San Antonio Police Department?
I've worked for the San Antonio Police Department 30 years.
30 years. And so through this time that you've worked with them, have you had certain training and I guess also experiences in the field of latent print examining?
Yes, sir.
And are you able to say, pick up a print or somebody collects a print from a crime scene? And then they bring that print to you. Are you able to compare that to other prints that are known to determine whether those are the same prints and came from the same person?
Yes, sir.
And when somebody is at a crime scene, say it's a CSI investigator or somebody, an officer collecting prints, can you tell the jury how in most cases, how do they lift those prints and bring them to you?
As far as the way we receive them,
Mhm.
the CSI or the UEDI drop them into a safe lockbox. Every day, we have 6 examiners. Every examiner goes to the central evidence unit and picks up these latent print jackets that are submitted in that lockbox.
And so, oh, sorry. Go
And
ahead.
then we also, once we receive them, we divide them evenly, for the most part, amongst every examiner.
And so let's go to a case number, SAPD case number 22-10-82-29. Were you, I guess, in a sense, where you're saying, were you assigned this case?
Yes, sir.
And were you assigned to analyze or any fingerprints associated with this case?
Yes, sir.
And subsequently, did you analyze any latent print cards that came in on this case?
Yes, I compared, I looked at them all.
Okay. And did you bring those to the courthouse today?
Yes, sir.
And Mark, list this envelope that you brought in. Put it over so that doesn't
Yes.
cover anything. As state exhibit number 119. Can you please just go through that? And, well, one, tell me if you recognize that envelope.
I do.
And
Yes.
how do you recognize that envelope?
It has a case number, it has the offense information, how many cards, the date, and the CSI that lifted it.
And who was the CSI that listed it?
The CSI that lifted it is Joe Anthony Rodriguez, 9428.
And does it also have the case number listed on there that's associated with this case?
Yes,
And can you please just for the record read that case number?
yes, 22108-229.
Now, within this envelope, have you analyzed what's in that envelope?
Yes,
And what is in that envelope?
latent prints.
And those latent prints, were those the latent prints that were collected during the investigation of this case that you're aware of?
Yes,
And were they collected by Joe Anthony Rodriguez?
yes,
And now, were you able to look at those cards? Were you able to identify any legible prints on those cards?
yes.
How many of those cards were you able to identify legible prints?
Out of the 5 prints that were, out of the 5 cards that were submitted, 4 of the cards were not legible. 1 card had 1 legible print on it.
Now, can you describe to the jury what we mean by legible and non-legible prints?
Legible means that I have enough points of identification to make an identification and or an elimination. Not legible prints means basically it's a smudge.
So out of the 5 cards you stated just previously, just to reiterate, 4 of the cards had non-legible prints
Correct.
and 1 card had legible print.
Yes, sir.
Now, were you able to compare that legible print?
Yo, Eric, happy birthday. Junebug, that's terrifying. It's just terrifying. Happy early birthday, Anna.
To a known print,
Yes.
and the known print that you compared it to, who did the known print belong to?
May I open up the latent jacket? Identified it to Tyler Ashfall.
And where did you get this known print from at that time?
SAPD files.
And so you had it on, you had it and you were able to compare it to this individual.
Yes,
And it came back to a Tyler Ashfall. Do you have a date of birth for that individual?
yes, sir.
And what is that date of birth?
1/19/2000.
And you, I guess there's, you could say 8 fingers and 2 thumbs or 10 fingers.
Yes, 10 fingers.
That's 10 fingers. So what, do you indicate from that print which finger that belongs to Tyler Ashfall?
Yes,
And which finger is that?
I've identified it to the left thumb.
Left thumb. And does it indicate on this card where this print was lifted from?
Yes,
Where was that print lifted from?
the rear view mirror detached.
Now, at this time, when you compare these prints, you're able to determine that the known print matched the print that was found on the review mirror of this card that was submitted by Joe Rodriguez, the CSI in this case. Is that correct?
Yes,
And at that time, you never met a Tyler Ashfall. Is that correct?
correct.
Today in court, did you meet a Tyler Ashfall?
Yes,
And were you able to take fingerprints from this individual?
yes.
And when you took these fingerprints from this individual, did you, well, one, how do you take these fingerprints from Tyler Ashfall today?
I got a white card and took a black ink pad and rolled a few of his fingers. And I put the impression on this white card.
Okay. And I had already marked that as state exhibit number 120. Is that the card you're speaking of?
Yes,
And there's some fingerprints on the front that look like, how do you take, is it ink or what is that?
inked rolled prints.
And there's some on the front and there's some on the back. Is that correct?
Yes,
And were you able to compare that known print to the print from the card that Joe Rodriguez turned in for this case?
yes,
And were you able to make a determination whether it was made by the same person?
yes.
And who was that person?
Tyler Ashfall.
And can you please identify or point him out in courtroom and identify an article of clothing he's wearing?
The man with the glasses, white shirt and blue tie.
Thank you. And Your Honor, at this time, the state would move to enter state exhibit number 119 and 120 into evidence. We'll finish with this. We're in the chat.
No objection.
Right, State's Exhibit 119 and 120 is admitted without objection.
Now, just a couple more questions, actually.
Yes,
Have you ever come across an individual or two individuals that have the same fingerprints?
no,
Have you ever even heard of two individuals having the same fingerprints?
no.
You have over 30 years of experience in this field?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll pass the witness.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, is this witness excused?
Yes, by the state, Your Honor.
Defense as well, Judge.
All right, if you'll just leave the exhibits with the court reporter and make sure you remove the microphone.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. State, call your next witness.
State calls Sergeant Chris Lloyd.
Thank you.
All right, if you can raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so everyone can hear. And if you'll state your name for the record.
My name is Christopher Lloyd.
Keep your voice up like that last lady did, so we can all hear you.
All right, state you may proceed.
Sergeant Lloyd, how are you currently employed?
I am currently employed with the San Antonio Police Department inside the homicide unit.
And how long have you been with the San Antonio Police Department?
I've been with the San Antonio Police Department for approximately 12 years.
Are you a certified peace officer in the state of Texas?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And, in your current role with the homicide department, what are your duties?
I'm currently assigned as a sergeant within the homicide unit. I oversee case assignment to approximately 23 detectives.
Okay. Now, what kind of training did you undergo to become a police officer in the San Antonio Police Department?
I attended the San Antonio Police Department Police Academy. We went through approximately 8 months of training.
Okay, and then after that, did you go through an FTO phase?
Yes, ma'am, I had a 3-month and 2-week FTO phase.
Okay. Can you just explain to the jury the promotional process within SAPD?
Once you achieve 5 years on the department, you are eligible to take the DI's exam, which entails approximately 1,000 pages of material to be read and then studied. You'll take a test on that. The attrition for the department for that year will decide how many people promote. And then once you achieve the rank of detective, you spend another 2 years in rank, in which you'll be eligible to take another test to promote to sergeant.
Okay. And now, were you employed with the San Antonio Police Department back on June 5th of 2022?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
And what was your rank then?
I was assigned as a detective in the homicide unit.
Okay. And within the homicide unit, what kind of cases were you working on?
In 2022, I was assigned to the aggravated assaults detail. We would handle everything from threats all the way to shootings with a hit where the victims lived.
Okay. Now, were you enlisted by Detective Tudor to help him work and conduct investigation on SCP 2210-8229?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
Okay. And do you recall what he reached out to you for help with?
Yes, ma'am. Detective Tudor requested I look at some cell phone records that he had obtained during his investigation because I was certified in the CellHawk program, which helps us analyze phone records.
Okay. And can you just briefly explain to the jury what CellHawk is and how you use it?
CellHawk is a program that was developed to assist in correlating records that are associated with a specific point on a map, a latitude, longitude, like a cell tower that's provided within different data sources.
Okay. And so you were enlisted to conduct a cellular analysis of the information that Detective Tudor received from the cell phone company, is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay. And now, I guess, what type of information were you receiving from the cell phone company to be able to do this analysis?
The cell phone company provided data contained within the cell phone usage of a particular device, include which cell towers a particular device utilized, when, how long.
Okay. And I guess cell phones operate on radio frequencies, is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay, and is that how the cell phone company is able to collect that data?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, can you explain to the jury what cell sites are?
Cell sites are towers located throughout the country. These cell towers can be close in proximity or further apart, depending on the region, whether you have a lot of mountains, trees, buildings. They can be as obvious as a tower in the middle of the sky with multiple antennas on it, to disguise as art buildings to prevent people from having an obnoxious view.
Okay. And contained on a cell tower, I mean, can you just describe to me what they look like?
Generally, a cell tower will be a large metal mass that extends up into the air, sometimes 100 feet, and they'll have three sides. Within each side, it'll have little antennas mounted to it that face a particular direction. Each side covers approximately 120 degrees, adding up to 360 coverage on a cell tower.
Okay. Now I'm gonna show you what has been marked as exhibit 117 and 117A for demonstrative purposes. Do you recognize these two photos?
Yes,
Okay, and regarding State's Exhibit 117, is that a fair and accurate depiction for demonstrative purposes of what a cell tower is?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then regarding State's Exhibit 117A, is that a fair and accurate depiction of the sectors from a cell site sector?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay. At this time, the state offers State's Exhibits 117 and 117A and tendering to defense for inspection.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, States Exhibit 117 and 117A is admitted without objection. Granted.
Okay, a detective or sergeant, excuse me, Sergeant Lloyd, I'm showing you what has been entered into evidence as State's Exhibit 117. Are those the three training or like the sectors that you were speaking of?
Yes, ma'am. that's correct.
Okay, and can you explain to the jury how the cell phone interacts with the cell towers through the radio frequencies?
A cell phone interacts with the cell towers through a subscription that's placed through one of the major carriers, AT&T, Verizon, Sprint. The cell phone uses radio frequencies to communicate with the square or rectangular boxes at the top. Within that, there's computer systems that log all interactions between a device that's subscribed to a network and the uses thereof.
Okay, and so when you receive this information from the cell sites, is it pinpoint data or are you just receiving a general area? Can you explain that to the jury?
Cell companies try to store the most data they can when it comes to usage. The basic data that's provided, the call detail records, will be limited to a sector of a antenna to include the face of the antenna that's facing your cellular device.
And so is State's Exhibit 117A a fair and accurate depiction of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so the data that you're receiving would be within a sector, is that fair to say?
That's correct, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what is the difference between the cell site data and timing advance data?
Cell site data is generally speaks to a sector that the cellular device is utilizing to communicate with the tower. If you had a timing advance, it'd be more specific and can give you more precise data. Not all cell phone records will give you precise data that is usable to a specific geographic location, like to a foot. But when you're looking at the cell site, it will give you the parameters of the quadrant.
Okay, and so when you received, the cell records, or I guess, did you receive cell records for the defendant in this case?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Do you recall what his name was?
Hi, guys. Here we go.
Cell records, or I guess, did you receive cell records for the defendant in this case?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Do you recall what his name was?
I remember his first name,
What was that?
Tyler.
Okay. And what was the first step that you took in trying to go about your investigation with Selma?
So once I obtain the records, I enter them into CellHawk, and then once I see the records are in CellHawk, I validate that a device appears to be consistent with a particular person using it. I look at their home address and see if there's a cell tower that's utilizing his home address. When a person would ordinarily be sleeping, you would assume that the phone would be with them at their house. So to validate it, I check for consistencies with the usage.
Okay. And so did you do that in this case?
I did, ma'am.
Okay. Did you find that there were consistencies with the home address of the defendant?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay. And then starting about, I guess, did Detective Tudor brief you on some statements made by the defendant and some addresses that were involved in this investigation?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
Okay, and then so starting out, did you conduct an analysis starting at 2 p.m. as to where the phone was pinging in that moment?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, do you recall what were the findings of that?
The device had usage consistent with with Tyler's workplace for several hours, and also had usage consistent with other parts of his story for that afternoon, accounting for his whereabouts.
Okay. And then there was another analysis conducted regarding twin taverns, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, do you recall what your findings were regarding that location?
Yes, ma'am. Tyler had indicated he was at a local bar in the area of Nacogdoches and O'Connor, I believe, at a specific time, and there was cell tower usage consistent with a device being in that proximity.
Did you create a PowerPoint?
So what is he saying? Tyler was there? I think the defense attorney confessed Tyler was there in the opening statement. You can move on.
That documented your findings?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Would it help you refresh your memory on certain details that you were able to review a copy of that?
Yes, ma'am, it would.
You want to just take a look at that for me? And does this appear to be a fair and accurate copy of your PowerPoint presentation that you created?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Okay, so you can review it, but just don't read from it. So do you recall at what time the phone was showing to be at the Twin Taverns location?
Yes, ma'am, it appears the device used a cell tower adjacent to Twin Towers between 1:10 and 2 a.m.
Okay. And then moving on May 22nd, 2022, at about 2:01 a.m., where was the phone shown to be at that? Right, that's what cell tower sector was it facing?
So at approximately 2:01, the device started utilizing a different cell tower segment, which was in a closer proximity to the crime scene than it was at the bar.
Okay. And I guess the cell towers that were in the area of the crime scene, would that sector and also cover the area in the Buckmore Drive residence?
Yes, ma'am, it would.
Okay. And then, moving on, at around 2:30 a.m., was there any data that showed where
Caps lock, sorry.
the phone was connecting to the cell tower at that time?
Yes, ma'am. The device showed consistencies with usage along the 35 corridor in a hotel, and then also the suspect's residence.
Okay. And then, did you conduct an analysis of the data at 7:30 AM on May 22nd, 2022?
Yes, ma'am. The device showed consistencies with it being at the suspect's residence.
Now, when you use Hawk, are you able to make, or I guess after you plot the points in Hawk, are you able to, make evidence that would be able to be presented in court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and did you do that in this case?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
I'm showing you what has been marked as state exhibit number 121. Do you recognize that?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And what is contained on that exhibit?
This exhibit is an animated version of the data that I collected to show the movements as I observed them on the program.
Okay, and you
Anime.
reviewed it?
Yes, ma'am.
I
Is it
wanna
a fair and
see
accurate
anime.
depiction of the data that you analyzed in your findings?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, and has it been altered in any way?
No, ma'am.
Okay. At this time, the state offers State's Exhibit 121 and tendering to defense for inspection.
No objection, Judge.
All right, State's Exhibit number 121 is admitted without objection.
Permission to publish here.
Granted.
Okay, and so what we're viewing on exhibit 121 is that the Hawk program that you were referring to.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay, and so I'm gonna pause it. I see that we have some locations with pins on them. One being a location on Judson Road, another being on O'Connor Road. And then there's a second one on O'Connor Road, and then one on Buckmore, and then one on Perrin Central. So starting with the Perrin Central, do you know what that location is?
Yes, ma'am, that is described as the, as Tyler's workplace.
Okay. And so you start analyzing the data, it appears, starting May 21st, 2022 at approximately 11 AM, is that correct? And if you can't see, you can turn around and look on the big screen.
Or if you need to step in the well and go from their computer, you're more than welcome to do that.
Wait, make out the one digit right above your cursor. I believe it's in the morning time.
In the morning time.
Yeah, it is in an AM on 5/21/2022.
Thank you. And the Judson Road location where we can see the red overlay, do you know what that location is?
Yes, ma'am, that's described as Tyler's residence.
And And what are we seeing currently?
It appears the device is utilizing different cell towers as it moves throughout the northern portion of the city.
Okay, 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 sir. Sir, goodbye, sir.
Okay, and then so on May 21st of 2022 at around 2 p.m.
Yep, sounds familiar. You'll be fine, Junebug. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Do what you have to do. You should do what you have to do. The longer you don't do what you have to do, the worse it'll get for you.
Mr. Porter, Attorney Porter, if you'll come forward. And my understanding, Mr. Porter, is this is your client, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, the witness who's been called to testify is actually represented by Attorney Porter. So Mr. Porter will sit here. All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so that members of the jury can hear. If you could state your name for the record.
Tatiana Martinez de Escobar.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Ms. Escobar, how old are you currently?
I'm 25.
And do you currently live in Bear County, Texas?
Yes, I do.
How long have you lived in Bear County, Texas?
My whole life.
Okay. Do you know the defendant in this case, Tyler Ashbaugh?
Yes, I do.
How do you know him?
He's my husband.
Okay. And you guys formally married in May of 2024, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you have two children together, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the reason that you're here today is regarding an incident that occurred on May 22nd of 2022. Do you recall that day?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay. And so on that day, do you recall about what time, where were you living on that day?
On that day, I was living at my apartment on Judson Road. Oak
Okay.
Valley.
And was that unit 1101
Yes, ma'am.
and the apartment complex?
Why is she testifying against her husband? Why is she on the stand? I don't get it. That's the wife.
Was that referred to as Oak Valley apartment complex?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that apartment located in Bear County, Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And who is living with you there at that residence?
My Tyler and my daughter.
Okay. And did Tyler go to work on May 21st, 2022? Do you recall?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall about what time he left your residence?
At 2.
Okay. And after he left your residence, do you know what car he was driving on that day?
His dad's car, a Rogue,
Okay. And was that like an SUV or a car?
an SUV,
Do you recall what color it was?
white.
Okay. And I guess your cell phone, was it kind of hooked up to Tyler's or debit card at that time?
Yes, we share bank accounts.
Okay, and so would you receive notifications if he would make purchases?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall receiving any notifications about purchases that he made on the 21st?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
What notification did you receive?
I can't remember exactly what the notification said. I know it was from a liquor store, I believe.
Okay. When Tyler was placed under arrest at your apartment complex, do you recognize that, or do you remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and do you remember, going down to San Antonio Police Department headquarters to provide a statement?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And have you previously had a chance to look at that statement?
Yes.
Okay, and do you think that would help you, refresh your memory as to things you can't remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm gonna show you this. Can you take a look at that for me?
I said it before and I'll say it
Does that
again.
appear,
Why is she getting her to refresh her memory when there's no question? Don't you have to ask a question first and her say, I don't remember?
appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of the statement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And just regarding this document, it contains your name, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And your address at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that your correct phone number
Yes, ma'am.
and your correct date of birth?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, she's just authenticating it. That's fine.
And
That's
your correct emergency contact?
Yes.
Okay. And then is that your signature?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if you need to, just feel free to look at it. Don't read from it, but if you need to refresh your memory, you can do that. Okay.
Okay.
And so I guess regarding the notification that you received, can you refresh your memory starting right here as to what that notification was?
Have you ever had an opportunity to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what was that notification?
It was a notification from a corner store, Circle K.
Okay, and after Tyler left your home at 2 p.m., what was the next time that you actually saw him?
Early in the morning, I want to say around 7.
Okay, and so do you know what time he got off of work that day?
I believe he was supposed to get out of work at 10.
At 10 p.m. Okay, and then you didn't see him until the next morning at around like 7 a.m. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. Were you communicating with Tyler at all, in between the time that you thought he got off of work until the time that he returned back to the residence?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
Okay. Now.
And defense, you may move about the.
Thank you, Judge.
And just, do you recall what your phone number was back in 2022? For me, I have labeled it as state exhibit number 122. And you can flip through it if you need to.
Objection, hearsay. Move along. Badgering the witness. While she's thinking, you know how? So I've had 2-second interviews this week so far. 2-second interviews, right? And this is when everybody gets arrested. Judge was starting a new job on Monday. Judge was starting a new job on Monday, right? So I'm like, I don't want anything to do with the police right now. No, no, no. I've had 2 interactions with the sheriffs this week. Nothing was fun. Nothing happened. I didn't do anything wrong. I just had 2 completely separate interactions with the sheriffs this week. I do not want to get arrested right now. I know, Nan, I know. It was one time I had these big boots on, and they had metal in them. So I set off some alarms that shouldn't have been set off, and they had a woo. The other time was not sister related, but it was worse. But it's fine. Everything's fine. Boots. I wore boots to my interview. Come on, lady. I just told a whole story. All right, she's talking soon. Soon. You know, sheriffs are a lot bigger than they used to be. I do know that. I haven't had steel-toed boots since I worked in a factory. Oh man, those steel-toed boots saved my toes over and over and over again. They really did. Like, no, I don't want to get road rash.
Does that appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of the text messages between you and Tyler back on May 21st and 22nd of 2022?
I believe so.
Okay. And so I guess starting out on May 21st of 2022 at around 10 p.m., did Tyler text you that he was getting gas at Murphy's?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
And I guess after that, that was the time that he was supposed to get out of work, right around 10 p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
And then it looks like you didn't hear from him for a couple of hours. Did that worry you a little bit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And were you trying to get in contact with him at around midnight?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then did he respond to you at around 12:25 a.m. on May 22nd of 2022?
With regards to your client's statements?
Yes.
Right, that'll be overruled.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Did he respond to you at around 12:25 a.m. on May 22nd of 2022?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
And what did he tell you he was doing at that time?
He was telling me that he was gonna have to give his dad his car back.
Okay. And then did Tyler text you again on May 22nd, 2022 at 1:29 a.m.?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
What did he text you?
Objection hearsay.
And it's as to your client's statements?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state what's your response?
It's not hearsay, It's a defendant's own statement. It's a party opponent, a statement against interest, and it goes to motive.
Sustained. I'm sorry, overruled.
You can answer
No.
the question.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Thank you, Fozzie.
What did Tyler text you on May 22nd, 2022 at 1:29 a.m.?
He said, hate my fucking life.
And then did he text you again at 1:30 a.m. on May 22nd, 2022?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
What did he say at that time?
Objection hearsay.
All right, and is it as to your client's statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, response?
Same response, Your Honor.
All right, that'll be overruled.
He said that he was trying to take his dad's car back.
Okay.
And then did Tyler text you at 1:34 a.m. on May 22nd, 2022?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
And what did he say to you at that point in time?
Same objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Same
Alright.
response, Your Honor.
It'll be overruled.
You can answer.
He said, shootout tonight, please fuck.
And when he texted you that, did that worry you quite a bit?
Yes, it did.
And you were trying to get in contact with him and trying to get him to come back home, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but you didn't see him until the next morning, right?
No, ma'am.
Now I'm going to show you what is marked as State's Exhibit number 123. Can you take a look at that for me, please?
Why is the wife testifying against him? I don't understand. You don't have to testify against your husband. You can just say, oh wait. Wait a second. No. Okay, remember we had that trial where the lady wasn't really the wife? She's just the girlfriend? Is this her? Or was that some other court? I don't remember. It was a week ago or so. Maybe this isn't his wife and it's just his girlfriend. But she calls herself the wife. I mean, it has to be her. This has to be her, right?
Okay. Does that appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of text messages between you and Harold Clemens?
Yes, ma'am, I believe so.
And do you know Harold Clemens?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Was he a friend of yours or the defendant or both?
Of Tyler's,
Okay. Would you hang out with him sometimes?
occasionally.
Okay. And so did Tyler ask you to lie for him about his whereabouts on the early morning of May 22nd, 2023?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
Okay. And did you relay that information to Harold later on?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay.
So that
Now,
was
and your
her.
residence in Judson.
That was her and not some other court case. That's what I couldn't remember, if it was her or some other court case. Yeah, so yeah, before the trial started, they claimed that they were married. So she had immunity to testify, that she could claim. That's why she has a lawyer. And then we find out they were never married at all. But, he should have married her after the crime, but before today. He should have married her, but he didn't. Okay.
Road, did Tyler have firearms there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you went and gave your written statement to detectives on that day, that Tyler was apprehended, did they ask you about the firearms that were in the residence?
Yes, ma'am.
And there were 2 firearms that he kept there, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall what kind of firearms they were?
I know one was a shotgun and one was a handgun.
Okay. And regarding the handgun specifically, at the time that Tyler showed up back in the morning at 7 a.m., was the firearm in your home at that time?
I believe so.
Okay. But did he take it with him to work the day before?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
We talked about this, sir.
Defense.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Ms. Martinez Escobar.
Hi, good afternoon.
So, the state was, inquiring about a statement that you made, at police headquarters, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
sorry.
Do you read and write the English language?
Yes.
Okay. Did you physically write this statement?
No, sir, I did not.
Did you type that statement?
No, sir, I did not.
Okay. So, was that statement typed by a detective?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'd like to discuss the circumstances surrounding that statement. Now, at the time, on May 22nd of 2022, were you a stay-at-home mother?
Yes, sir.
And your daughter was how old?
3 or 4.
Okay. And so Tyler would work, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you would stay at home with your daughter,
Yes, sir.
and it was the 3 of you that lived in that apartment, correct?
Hi,
Yes, sir.
Walter.
There's nobody else that lived in that apartment.
No.
Would Tyler's parents help babysit your daughter?
No, sir.
Would
Hi,
your parents
Fozzie.
help babysit your daughter?
Judge, I'm gonna just object to this line of questioning as to relevant.
Like you could approach. All right, defense, you may proceed.
Okay. And so, so nobody in your side of the family or Tyler's side of the family would help babysit your daughter?
No, sir.
Okay. And when you gave, or when you went to the San Antonio Police Department, did they bring your daughter with you?
No, sir.
Okay. Had you ever spent any significant amount of time away from your daughter
No.
when they were questioning you?
No, sir.
Okay. And so you stated a detective typed this statement for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then, did they just show it to you and ask you to sign it?
Yes.
Okay. Did you review it in great detail, or did you just kind of
Tatiana.
scan it?
I just kind of skimmed over it.
At that point, was your priority getting back to your daughter?
Yes, sir.
But you did sign it
Yes.
and you did date it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now, I know that that you were discussing some text messages. Did you text after you got back from headquarters? Did you continue to text Harold?
Yes.
Did you text him that Tyler is still saying that he didn't do it?
I'm gonna object as to self-serving hearsay.
Sustain.
I'm asking if she texted Judge, it's not hearsay. It's if she sent this text.
I believe your question is, you're asking if she sent a text stating what your client said, that's hearsay. So that will be sustained.
At any point in time, did Tyler ever
Hold on, we
say
gotta
that he shot it?
summarize. This lawyer, when this witness said, "This man right here said this to me," or texted or called me, doesn't matter. He's like, "Oh, hearsay," which it's not. It's not hearsay when both of them are sitting right there. That's not hearsay. So now he's questioning her, and he's like, "Wait, Judge, no, Judge, it's not hearsay because she texted it."
Police.
I'm gonna object as to self-serving hearsay.
Sustained.
Tyler never told you that he, or and now, may we approach Judge?
Yes.
Judge, explain this hearsay law to me again because I don't think I get it. That's what he's saying right now. This looks like a short one.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Now, right around the time that Tyler was arrested, did he have, were his glasses fixed or were they broken?
They were broken.
Okay. And you spoke to Tyler shortly after his arrest, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you let him know that you still could not find his glasses.
This is not a murder trial. Not a murder trial. Okay. I forgot which trial we were on for a second, and I thought, this is a murder trial and you don't know hearsay? No, this is not a murder trial. Okay, he's in training.
His lens.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
It's gonna be a murder trial later because she just testified against him.
And so you stated that Tyler got back to your apartment around 7 a.m. in the morning, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I assume you were asleep at that time,
Yes.
but were you woken up a little bit by
What?
Tyler getting back into your bed?
Yes.
Are they charging him with attempted murder? I guess if he shot, okay, we're thinking that he just shot and accidentally hit a police car. The police are saying that he attempted to murder them by shooting the police car. The truth is probably somewhere right in the middle. And those flowers that she has today are so freaking pretty. They're very distracting. I can't concentrate.
And he never told you anything at that point?
No.
He just went to bed?
Yeah.
And then you were woken up by your phone, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Can you describe the kinds of alerts and text messages you're receiving?
I believe I was receiving a lot of phone calls from my parents and just messages. I had messages from.
Okay. Were other friends sending you news articles?
Yes, sir. I had a news article from someone that I don't really know, but Tyler knows.
Okay. And was that news article, did that news article mention Tyler?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. And did you read that news article to Tyler?
Yes.
Okay. Without getting into what he said, what was his reaction?
He was crying.
Did you?
Was crying a lot. Just
Did you die?
frantic, almost. Just kind of not very consolable. Or
Was he surprised?
yes, surprised.
Did he state that it couldn't have been him?
I'm gonna object as to self-serving hearsay, Your Honor.
Sustained.
So,
Did he state that it
guys,
couldn't have been him?
someone teach him hearsay real quick before he goes any further. So, Mel, I have one of the Google ones in the bathroom, right? And the kids don't know this, but I can control it from my phone. So, like whenever they put a song on that I'm just not in the mood for, like I'm not even in the bathroom. I'm in my bedroom where I can just hear it coming from anywhere. I turn it off. And I turn it off. And I think they can't play some songs in the bathroom because the like YouTube won't play it or whatever, because I just keep turning them on. No, I'm not listening to that. I do it all the time. Or I turn it down real low or I turn it real high. But yeah, well, it's not gonna. I doubt there's no. I don't think she's gonna divorce him over that. I'm sorry. I don't think she's gonna divorce him over that because he has a lot of money. So he's allowed to do that. That's like the trade-off. They're not getting a divorce. She's gonna be, oh, I stand by my man.
Because he wasn't in the area?
I'm gonna object as to self-serving hearsay.
Sustained.
Have you known Tyler to have any sort of prejudice against police officers?
No, sir.
Is Tyler prone to making stupid decisions?
I'd say so.
pass the witness.
All right, state.
I just have a few questions for you. So the day that you were taken to headquarters, your daughter, she was left with your mother, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and before you moved out into your apartment in Oak Valley, did you, Tyler, and your daughter live with your parents?
Yes, ma'am.
For about how long did you guys live with your parents?
I'd say like about 2 years.
2 years? Okay. Now, how long have you been in a relationship with Tyler, up until 2022? How long have you been together with Tyler?
Since 2018, so about 2 years.
So about 4 years?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you've been around him pretty frequently, would you say?
Yes.
Okay. And you've been around him when he drinks alcohol, is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In your opinion, would his demeanor change whenever you drink alcohol or become intoxicated?
A bit, yeah.
Okay. And when you would drink in excess, did you feel like you would become a different person?
I wouldn't say a different person.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you to just refresh your memory as to this paragraph right here. Okay, so in the statement that was, I mean, obviously you spoke with someone, at SAPD, is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so you relayed information to them, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then they typed it out, is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay, and then you reviewed it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so in the statement that was provided, did you say Tyler usually drinks to excess when he does drink and he becomes a different person?
Objection to leading, Judge.
Right, the objection to
Also
leading,
hearsay.
the objection to leading will be sustained. The other objection will be overruled.
Okay. So after refreshing your memory, do you feel that Tyler would become a different person when he would drink in excess?
I did say that in the statement. Yes.
Okay. Did you state that he would become assertive, defensive, and on guard when he drinks?
Objection leading.
I'm
All
sorry.
right, that'll be sustained, the objection to leading.
When he would drink, how would you describe his body language?
His body language.
Was his body language and tone different when he would drink alcohol versus when he was sober?
Yes.
Okay. And then moving on, when Tyler was under the influence of alcohol, did you believe that he was capable of committing an offense like this?
Objection calls for speculation, no
Sus-
personal knowledge.
With regards to the no personal knowledge part, that will be overruled, but the objection will be sustained.
Judge, can we approach?
Yes.
I had one camera, but then I have cats, so I don't have one camera anymore.
Is this witness excused or subject to recall?
Subject to recall, Your Honor.
All right, the rule has been invoked. You're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone. The only persons you are allowed to speak to are your attorney. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, you may step down. If you'll leave the microphone behind, please. State, call your next witness.
State calls Holly Wharton.
All right. Does anyone need a short break or no? All right, so Before you call your witness, we're gonna take a 15-minute break and I'll have you all come back. All right, remember my previous rulings, you are not allowed to discuss anything that you've heard about this case, everything that you need to know about this.
Discuss what? Nobody's really said anything yet. What are they supposed to discuss? Oh man, that cop went to law school for 6 months.
Dwight
School
Chomley,
for 6 months. She looks like another professional, so she's gonna be
alrighty, we'll take
boring.
Mr. Chomley
Fine.
up. Norma, you said bacon was ready. Mr. Chomley is not responding. So he'll be placed in the waiting room. Okay, Bashan, in Superman, there's a news report that China has banned the kiss between Superman, I guess, and Lois. I guess it's like Della Street, Perry Mason. Matt Dillon and Miss Kitty, you're supposed to read between the lines.
That's straight from the 80s. Read between the lines, like the two would come in and then the camera would like go off into the distance and look, you would see like the beach. You knew what was happening right behind you. She hasn't even been asked a question yet. Not even one question. You are only supposed to use your notes if someone asks you a question and you can't remember. I need to check that. I do not know. It looks like she would already know. That's it. I'm gonna just get a lawyer in here to talk to her.
What's your name for the record?
My name is Polly Gordon.
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Ward, can you please just introduce yourself to the jury and tell them your occupation?
I am a forensic scientist supervisor that oversees the firearm and tool mark section of the Bexar County Crime Lab.
And that description that you just gave, well, can you describe what that entails and what you do?
Yeah, so one of my duties is a forensic scientist, and a forensic scientist examines evidence. The specific type of evidence I examine is firearms and ammunition components. So I examine firearms, test fire them, determine if they're operable or not. And then I look at various ammunition components. I have a demonstrative aid here of an unfired cartridge. And so just to show the other components that I look at would be the bullets and the cartridge case. And what I do is I look at them and look at tool marks that are left on them from the firing process or from the cycling process. And every firearm leaves its own pattern of tool marks on the bullet and cartridge case. And so I can observe those patterns using something called the comparison microscope, and then form opinions on whether a bullet or cartridge case came from a particular firearm.
And the demonstrative aid, if I may, I know that I think we didn't get an argument about this, but I kept on calling it a shell casing or something, but you spoke about this is a cartridge case?
Yes, a fired cartridge.
And the bullet actually, when it's unfired cartridge is inside of that, like that. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And so when, I guess, what strikes this to make the bullet come out?
Right, so if the firearm is being fired, the unfired cartridge goes into the chamber of the barrel of the firearm. And when the firearm is ready to fire, a trigger is pulled and something called a firing pin strikes this area of the back of the cartridge, which is the primer. The primer contains a small amount of explosive material, which ignites the gunpowder that's inside of the cartridge case. Pressures build, and that pressure is what pushes the bullet from the case through the barrel out the firearm. And then the cartridge case, depending on the type of firearm,
the pressures will push it rearward and it may extract or eject or get kicked out of the firearm and then cycle another round into the chamber.
And speaking of that, of the description of the firearm that you're describing, would that be described as a revolver or I guess a semi-automatic? Can you describe that to the jury, please?
Yes, so when I'm talking about a cartridge case getting kicked out of the firearm, I'm referring to a semi-automatic pistol. So this would be a handgun that each time you pull the trigger, it's going to fire one round. And then in that process, extract the cartridge case, take it out of the firearm, and then with a magazine, load another unfired cartridge into that chamber to be fired again.
And can you describe just briefly what a revolver type of handgun?
So a revolver would also be a type of handgun, but it has something called a cylinder, which spins or rotates each time you pull the trigger. It'll rotate another cartridge in line with the barrel.
And that type of firearm or handgun, does it eject the cartridge case?
It does not. You would have to manually remove it after you're done.
And speaking of cartridge cases, without the bullet that are fired cartridge cases, are you able to disconcern these type of shell casings and look at certain marking on them that you could possibly match it to a firearm or a handgun?
Yes.
And can you describe to the jury just in general what type of markings you're looking for on the shell case?
Yes, so there can be a variety of tool marks. One would be from that firing pin. It can leave an impressed mark or firing pin impression. When the case pushes rearward against the firearm slide to cycle, it creates other marks called bridge face marks, which are usually like irregular marks that could either be look kind of like scratches or weird shaped marks. When the case is pulled out or extracted and ejected from the firearm, those can leave tool marks as well. And then even from not firing, when the cartridge is loaded in the firearm,
Yay,
if that
Vicky,
cartridge was
thank
not
you.
fired,
Thank you, Vicky.
the cartridge can be pulled back out. And that process of feeding and removing can also cause there to be various marks on the cartridge case body. And those would be from engaging with the ramp that it goes up into the chamber.
And so technically speaking, if you have a semi-automatic handgun and you have a live round in the chamber, can you pull back the slide and eject that live round?
Yes.
And you can continually do that until it's unloaded.
Yes, that would be one way.
Now, how long have you been a firearms scientist at Bear County?
I've been at Bear County for 6 years.
And how long in total?
In total, I've been a firearm examiner for 10 years.
And I'm gonna go to the firearms report, or rather the CIL case number 22-03151. Did you examine items in that case?
Yes, I did.
And did you make a report for that case?
Yes.
Well, let me, before I start with that, on this particular case, was there another firearms expert that analyzed or rather examined these items?
Yes, this evidence was.
I wasn't live
originally
yesterday. Where were
analyzed
you?
by, a different forensic scientist, Ed Wallace, who does not work at our lab anymore. He moved back to England. And so because he wasn't able to testify, I reworked the evidence again so that I could generate my own report.
So I guess what you're saying is Bear County's not gonna pay for Ed Wallace to take a trip all the way back from England to San Antonio.
Unfortunately.
And so I guess what I'm getting at is that he wasn't, he left on his own volition to go back home to England.
Yes.
And so in doing that, we asked you to re-examine the items in this case for the firearms report.
Yes.
And let me ask you, is it a SAPD case number associated with it? 22-10-82-29?
Yes.
And listed complainants are Officer Philip Jaimez and Officer Roland Acuna?
Yes,
And the listed suspect is Tyler James Ashbaugh.
yes.
Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and ask you about state exhibit number 99. And going to bring that all to you. Yes, first, if you just want to observe the envelope, state exhibit number 99, and just tell me if you recognize that.
Yes, I do.
And it has quite a bit of markings on it. It looks over the years, it looks like it's been opened a couple times or a few times.
Yes.
But you recognize it because you had some certain markings on there.
Yes, so the CIL number that was mentioned, 22-03151. My item number, my initials, and the date I examined it are on this package.
Okay, thank you. And then I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna begin with 99D, state exhibit number 99D. Are you familiar with that envelope?
Yes, I am.
And it's already been entered into evidence, it hasn't been opened, but what would be contained within that envelope?
This envelope is said to contain a pistol magazine, so first time I have my pistol, and 17 unfired 9mm caliber.
Okay, thank you. And then state exhibit number 99C. Can you tell me what that is pertaining therein?
So this is supposed to contain one unfired 9mm caliber.
And now, for purposes of this case, did you do any examining other than visually examining those items that were in the magazine and also the live cartridge rounds?
Those ones, I only examined them to determine if they were suitable for a particular fire that I examined.
And in this particular case, were these items and these live cartridge rounds suitable to fire in the pistol that you examined in this case?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna show you what's marked, state exhibit number 99C. I'm gonna go ahead and open the case. And I'm gonna ask you if you can withdraw the firearm from there.
The firearm safe.
And I'm gonna ask you, sorry, I didn't know you were thinking. Sadie, that handgun, what caliber is that handgun?
This is a 9mm caliber.
And I'm gonna ask you, is this the firearm that you analyzed or rather examined for this case?
Yes.
And does it have the same serial number that you have listed in your report?
Yes.
And I'm gonna show you what's marked state exhibit number 96. This is a photograph that was already entered evidence. Was that also the same firearm that you have in your hand?
Yes.
Thank you. And so tell the jury, how do you go about examining this firearm?
So when I examine a firearm, I determine its make, model, serial number, the caliber it is, the type of firearm it is. Based on that information, I perform a variety of tests to determine if the firearm is operable or not. That includes things like testing the safeties on it, testing the trigger pull, the force it takes to pull the trigger to discharge. Once I've evaluated all the different aspects of the firearm, then the firearm is test fired in our lab's range, and fired cartridge cases will be collected. And those fired cartridge cases would become known standards for any future comparisons.
And so, as you test fired with live rounds and got those fired cartridge cases to use for analyzing it against other cartridge cases, is that accurate to say?
Yes.
And so in this case, you test fired it. Now, to be fair, did Ed Wallace previously also test this weapon?
Yes, he did.
And were his test cartridges found, or spit or fired cartridge cases found in these little white boxes that are contained within this box.
Yes,
But did you use those for practice, or rather his test rounds, or did you use your own?
I created my own.
So you created your own fired cartridge cases to compare against other shell casings in this case.
Yes,
And well, let me ask you, this type of weapon, was it operable?
yes, it was.
And is it considered a deadly weapon in the state of Texas?
Yes.
I'm going to show you now state exhibits number 22 and 22A and 22B. 22A is the envelope. Do you recognize that envelope?
Yes, I recognize CIO, my item number, initials and date on the outer packaging, my initials and date on my seal.
And now within there, we have the state exhibit number 22A and 22B. They've already been entered into evidence, but can you pull those out and tell the jury you recognize those?
Yes, I do recognize them.
And for this state exhibit number 22A in particular, what do you have it listed on your report?
Twenty-two A, I have as item 9-1-1, which was a fired 9mm caliber cartridge case.
And is there anything, other numbers associated with that were pertained for SAPD collection?
Yes, the envelope that it was contained in also had a number 15 on it.
15?
Yes, 15.
And then what about state exhibit number 22B?
22B was my item 9-1-2. It also had the number 1 associated with it, and it was a fired 9mm caliber cartridge case.
And that San Antonio Police Department number is number 1. Is that the number that is associated that you have on your report?
Yes.
I'm gonna play the crime scene video just briefly. And I know that you weren't at the crime scene. You didn't work with the investigators other than examine the items that went to the lab. Is that right?
That's correct.
We're playing the crime scene video. We're looking at a placard that says 1 on it. It shows a shell casing. And now, as we just watched, you saw the number 15 there. Again, you weren't at the crime scene. You didn't collect this evidence, did you?
I did not.
Now, let's go ahead and go to state exhibit number 52. I want to show you what's been marked. State exhibit number 52 and 52A and 52B are contained within those. Yes, please. Go ahead and just tell the jury if you recognize these envelopes.
I do recognize the envelopes. I recognize my item number, the CIL number, date and initial on them.
And can you tell the jury what is contained there in a 52A?
52A has an unfired 9mm caliber cartridge.
And on your report, what do you have that listed as?
That is my item 9-2.
And does it have an SAPD, letter and number associated with that?
E1,
Thank you. And also, can you look at 52B and tell me if you recognize that item in that envelope?
yes, that is a fired 9mm caliber cartridge case. It is my number 9-3 and SAPE number E2.
And so that's a fired cartridge case. And then 52A is an unfired cartridge case. Is that correct?
An unfired cartridge.
And again, you did not collect this evidence.
I did not.
Now, you did examine everything that is in front of you and that you just testified to. Is that accurate to say?
Yes,
Now, you already stated that you test fired the 9mm handgun in this case, and you had those cartridge cases that were fired that were your test subjects, I guess I can say that. Were you able to compare those items to the spent shell casings in 22A, 22B, and also 52B?
yes, I did.
And can you tell the jury what your findings are?
So based on the microscopic comparison I performed, I determined that those 3 fired cartridge cases had been fired in the pistol, my item 8-1.
And so that's the pistol that we have listed as state exhibit number 99A.
Yes, yes,
And were you able to examine 52A? Were you able to examine that live round or unfired cartridge case?
yes, I did look at it.
And when you analyzed, or rather examined that, were you able to determine whether it was cycled through the state exhibit number 99A?
Yes, it
I did
had
give
tool
her-
marks.
I gave her plenty of time to say what she had to say, and now I'm going to fast forward her. Yeah, I got to do OJ after this. I have to. If I stay on track right now, I will be done mid-December. If I stay on track, I might get done before then. We'll see, but mid-December, and then I can stop doing OJ because it'll be over finally. All right, she's still here. Let's get to the next witness. Oh my gosh. Look who the next witness is. Let's go. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, guys. I'm going to start a trial in Judge Boyd's courtroom today. I'm going to start. It starts today. Those other streams were just practice for the main event. Here we go. I should press play. I got excited. Yeah, but OJ raises my blood pressure through the roof. It's so I can't even describe how terrible it is. What a travesty of justice this whole trial is, and how both sides are just. Yeah, I usually get done around hold on, 8:15 ish. 8:20 ish is when I'm done. Here he comes. Hearsay. Objection. Hearsay. It's a federal case, Junebug. They didn't stream it. Only 12 people maximum comes to OJ. You can stream. I mean, it's fine. My daughter does work today because she had off Thursday, so she works every other Saturday. Seriously, Vicky, only 12 people come. Okay, 11 today. And all of you people who watch OJ, you can go to Vicky's stream. because you're not going to miss anything today. We're still in science. We're still on fung. Get your hands out of your pockets. Bailiff's going to get you. Get your hands out of your pockets. Sir, you're in a courtroom. You could have a gun in there. Perpetual fun, but they said that like he was on the stand for a long time. After he's done, the witnesses will go faster. I just can't wait till we get to the defense's side. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to put tape over my mouth or something.
All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, defense, call your witness.
Defense calls Tyler Ashbaugh.
Raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so that everyone
It's a
can hear.
train wreck.
If you'll state your name for the record.
It's a train wreck.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Tyler.
How are you doing?
Good. Okay. I want to get straight to the point, Tyler. On May 22nd of 2022, did you intentionally or knowingly shoot at any police officer?
No,
Did you intentionally or knowingly shoot at any vehicle that night?
no,
Did you try to shoot any person that night?
no.
Okay.
Can I play that
Did
again?
you try to?
I'm gonna try. Let's watch. All right. When you look down and close your eyes, that's a sign that you're lying. I mean, maybe he has a tick and that's how he answers questions, but
Your hand, make sure you keep your voice up so that
when you look
everyone can
up,
hear. If you'll
you're
state
telling
your
the
name for the
truth.
record.
You're thinking.
Tyler Ashbaugh.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Tyler.
How are you doing?
Good. Okay. I want to get straight to the point, Tyler. On May 22nd of 2022, did you intentionally or knowingly shoot at any police officer?
No,
Did you intentionally or knowingly shoot at any vehicle that night?
no,
Did you try to shoot any person that night?
no,
Okay. Did you try to shoot any police car that night?
no.
Now, did you discharge your firearm that night?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Have you ever shot at a police officer?
No,
Have you ever shot at any person?
no,
Have you ever shot at someone's vehicle?
no.
Okay. Now, Tyler, how old are you right now?
I'm 25.
Okay. And when all this happened, you sat here throughout this entire trial. When this happened, how old were you?
I was 22.
Okay. Where do you live now?
I live with my in-laws.
Okay. What are their names?
Daniel Martinez de Escobar and Sonia Martinez de Escobar.
He is
Okay.
looking down
and
for
who
that.
else lives
See
with
that?
you at that location?
My wife, my son, and my daughter.
Okay. How old's your daughter?
My daughter is 6 years old.
And how old is your son?
My son turns 1 on the 22nd.
Okay, he's doing
Okay.
that for questions that
And-
are obviously not lies.
Before this trial began, were you working?
Yes,
Where were you working?
I was working at Circle K.
Before this trial began, just right before this trial began, not on the day
Cabana.
that all this happened.
Taco Cabana.
Okay. And then obviously, and where were you working at the time of, the events that we've been here discussing?
Circle K.
Okay. Now, what was your salary at Circle K?
There's about
Relevancy?
Judge, it's just getting into his background.
That's what it
All
looks
right,
like. He's
that'll be
memory
overruled.
accessing.
I'll allow you to answer that question.
1250.
Okay, $12.50 per hour. Okay. And at that time, who did you live with?
It was just me, my wife, and my daughter.
Okay, your son wasn't born at that point yet.
No,
How old was your daughter then?
my daughter was about 3 years old.
Okay. And did Tatiana work?
No,
Okay. What did she do?
she stayed at home with the baby.
Okay, she stayed at home with the baby. What were your hours at Circle K usually?
Usually the late night shift, the 2 to 10, or sometimes it would go all the way to 12.
Okay. So sometimes it would stop at 10, and you say 10 at PM or AM. Okay, so it would be like afternoon going into the evening,
Yes,
and then at times you would work later than that.
yes.
How much later at times?
It would go all the way to 12 a.m.
Okay.
How do you,
And now at the time of this incident, obviously,
not just living, he's at a bar? He's doing drugs? How? Can someone please tell me how he can afford drugs? I mean, how would he even be able to afford aspirin from the dollar store at that rate?
you were arrested, correct?
Yes,
And you weren't able to continue working at Circle K.
yes.
How long had you worked at Circle K previously at that location?
For about 2 or 3 months.
For about 2 or 3 months, and that was about your schedule that whole time you worked at Circle K.
Yes,
Okay. And your prior employment to Circle K, did you also work at a gas station?
yes.
Okay. What gas station was that?
The Murphy Express.
Okay. Were there any incidents either at Circle K or at Murphy's that caused you to be a little bit concerned for your safety?
Yes, both those.
Okay. Can you describe any incidents that happened at Murphy's that made you fear for your safety while at work?
There was one incident where there was this man, he came in and he just went to each aisle and just started throwing things in a bag. And when I confronted him outside the store about it, he told me he had a gun.
Okay. Did you see a gun or did he just say I had a gun?
He just said he had one. I didn't see one.
And did you say that was at Murphy's or Circle K?
That was at Murphy's.
Okay. Did anything happen at Circle K during those? I believe you said around 3 months that you worked there.
Yes, a woman was carjacked at a pump. She was shot in the leg.
Okay. And that was, were you working when that happened or was that on a different hour or day?
It was on a different shift, yeah.
Okay. So you weren't there, you didn't witness it,
No,
but I'm sure the word spread and you became aware of it.
yes,
Okay. And that happened outside at the pumps, not inside?
that was at the pumps.
Okay. Now, did those incidents cause you to be concerned for your safety?
Yes, they did.
Okay. And what did that lead you to do to address that?
I purchased a firearm.
Okay.
My first firearm.
Okay. Now, so obviously, you've heard this case that the firearm in question is a Canic 9mm.
Yes,
Did you purchase that firearm?
that's not that was not my first firearm, no.
No, and I know that, but I'm just asking, did you purchase the
Yes, I
Canic?
did purchase that Canic, yes.
Okay. And then so you owned other firearms previous to this Canic.
Yes,
Okay. What was the first firearm you purchased and when?
it was a Springfield, I know this 2021, I can't remember specific month, it was a long time ago.
Okay. And do you remember around when you purchased it? How old you were?
I was 21 years old, it was 2021,
Okay. Were you working at a gas station when you purchased it?
yes.
Okay. And then did you sell that firearm?
Yes, I did.
Sell it legally with a bill of sale?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Why did you sell that firearm?
It was too expensive.
It was too expensive, so you sold it?
It was too expensive and too big. It wasn't one that I could carry easily.
Okay. So you needed money? Is that what you're trying to say? Like I'm just confused when you say it's too expensive. So I see.
Yes, it was too expensive for me and what I needed. Yes.
Okay. So you sold it and then you said it was like too big.
Yes.
Okay. And then what firearm did you purchase next?
It was a Taurus G3C.
Okay. And then that firearm, how long did you own that?
I had that one for about 2 months or so.
Okay. Was there anything wrong with that one or why did you part with it?
It was too small.
Okay. So like did you test fire it and then you just decided you didn't like it? Is that what?
Yes.
Okay. And did you hold on to that one or did you sell that one?
I sold it.
Okay. And then the next firearm you purchased was what?
Was the Canon.
Okay. Now, have you always displayed good firearm?
No.
Okay. Can you describe for me either the first time you or a friend displayed what you would consider very poor firearm safety.
Yes, me and my friend, we started playing this joke on each other when we would be out late at night driving. It started at a car wash, and he just randomly fired his firearm into the ground to freak me out, and it was a dumb practical joke, and that's when I started doing the same with his gun.
Okay, so let's talk about that first incident. You said, so the first time was a friend firing the firearm, and you said it was at a car wash?
Yes,
What car wash?
it was at the Squeak Clean on Thousand Oaks near Wetmore.
Okay. And when you say it was like a practical joke, okay, what do you mean by that? Like, were
He
you
was just
aware of
trying
it?
to scare me.
Okay, so you had no idea he was about to fire it, and,
No.
and I'm sorry, we gotta talk one or each, the other, so that she can write everything down, okay? So, and where did he fire that? Were you aware?
Into the ground.
Okay. And did that scare you?
Yes.
Okay, and you said that kind of became like a game. Did you return the favor to him and do the same?
Yes.
Okay, can you describe that?
Well, we were riding around, and he had his firearm close towards the cup holders, and I grabbed it and fired into the ground as well.
Okay. And you said it was in the cup holder, and you fired into the ground. Was the vehicle in motion, or was it stationary?
Yes, I was driving.
You were driving the vehicle?
Yes,
Okay. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right.
Okay. And did you fire the gun with your right hand or left hand?
My right hand.
Okay. Can you demonstrate for the jury how you were driving and fired that firearm out of the window? Okay. So, and that's your right hand. Where's your left hand?
On the steering wheel.
Okay. When you hold the steering wheel when you drive, where do you typically hold it?
I hold it on the bottom low.
With like both hands usually?
Yes.
Okay. So when you demonstrated that for us right now, you're also holding it on the bottom with your left hand.
Yes,
And
sir.
then that leaves space for your right hand to come over the top.
Yes.
And then you had to hold your hand out the window and
Angled,
angled. Okay. When you say angled where?
pointing to the ground.
Okay. To shoot into the ground. Okay. And so you did that when you were driving. Is this at night or is this during the day?
This was at night.
Okay. And I mean, did that freak your friend out too?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Are there any other instances where you fired any type of weapon not at a designated gun range in city limits?
Yes.
Okay, can you describe that?
Judge, I'm gonna object to this line of questioning that was irrelevant.
And Judge, it's relevant under 404A, pertinent character trait, and just our fundamental right to rebut the state's theory of the case.
All right, can I have parties approach?
Okay, you can answer, Tyler.
Yes, there were other instances.
Okay, can you describe the next one?
And this one would be one that I would do during a private sale of a firearm. The person wanted to make sure that it worked, that it was properly functioning, so I took the person by a railroad tracks and had them fire out my window.
Okay, what kind of gun was that?
It was a 22 long rifle.
Okay, so it was a rifle. Now firing at the railroad tracks, was that their idea or was that your idea?
It's my idea.
Okay. How did that individual seem to react to that? Were they kind of startled that you suggested it, or were they okay and went along with it?
No, they seemed very nervous and antsy.
But they still went along with it?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever had an accidental discharge of a firearm?
Yes.
Okay, can you describe that?
Whenever I had got my very first handgun, I was dry fire practicing inside of my parents' house, and I negligently didn't check the chamber and fired inside of my parents' house.
Okay, so is the clip out of the gun
Yes.
and you thought that it wasn't loaded,
Yes.
but there was actually a round in the chamber?
Yes, there was.
Okay, and so when you fire it, you think that there's just all you're gonna hear is the click,
Sustain as to leading.
but what actually happened?
What actually happened is the gun went off and shot right through a window.
Okay, which window?
It was a window on the side of the house,
Which house?
my house, my parents' house.
And when you say your parents,
It's the one on Buckmore.
He's the star of the show.
4514 Buckmore, okay, where Joseph Gonzalez and Norma Gonzalez live?
Yes,
Okay, did they find out about that?
no,
So you didn't tell them?
no, I didn't.
Did they ever find the damage?
Yes,
And did you fess up and tell them what happened or no?
no, I did not.
Why not?
Scared of their reaction. I just didn't want to give my father any more reasons to be disappointed in me.
Okay. Can you describe your relationship with alcohol in your teen years and your early 20s? I know you're only 25 right now, but in your teen years and early 20s.
I didn't drink much in my teen years, but as I became older, as I turned 20, I began to start drinking a lot, drinking every day,
You would drink every day.
every day.
Okay. So even after work, you would drink.
Yes, I would drink, and I would always drink myself to
How?
sleep.
Okay.
How?
Did you have a healthy relationship with alcohol?
Not whatsoever.
Okay. Did you say you abused alcohol?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Why did you feel the need that you needed to drink to excess?
I just didn't have good coping skills at that point. It was the only thing that would help me manage and regulate myself so I could go to work every day and just take care of the things that I needed to.
Okay. Like, would you also drink to have fun?
Yes,
Would
I
you?
would drink with my friends socially as well.
Okay. And if you had to like describe how you are as a drunk, how would you describe that?
Obnoxious, giddy, probably someone you could laugh at.
Okay. Obnoxious in like what way?
Loud.
Okay. And so is it fair to say that you would also drink when you were stressed?
Yes.
So whether you're happy or stressed, you would drink for both reasons.
Yes.
Also when you were excited?
Yes.
Okay. Has alcohol caused stress in your relationships?
Yes, it has.
Can you describe the type of stress that it's caused between you and Tatiana?
It's caused a lot of tension in our relationship whenever I wasn't able to slow down. I was going out to the bars every single night when she needed help with my child at home.
Can you understand how that's a problem?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand how she could be upset with you?
Yes.
You think that's a healthy environment for a 2-3-year-old?
No.
Is it more common that you would go home after your shift or more common that you would go out and party after your shift?
It was more common that I would go out.
That you would go out where and do what?
Usually to bars.
Okay. Okay. So in May of 2022, you're living where?
I'm living in my apartment at Oak Valley.
Okay. And you stated that Tatiana and your daughter lived with you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, tell me about the vehicle situation with you and Tatiana.
My Nissan Sentra was actually stolen from me, and when I got it back, the transmission was in bad shape and it wasn't able to really get me to work and get me back. So I was using my father's car.
Okay. And was that Sentra the only car that you and Tatiana had?
Yes.
Okay, she didn't have her own separate car from you?
No.
Okay, so that was the one vehicle for the both of you?
Yes.
And okay, and your dad, you said you were borrowing his car?
Yes.
Okay, what car was that?
That was the Nissan Rogue.
Okay.
Okay. That's enough of you, sir. Whew. All right, we did it. We got through day 6. try, if you haven't already, don't go check out the verdict. Wait with the rest of us. I know the verdict only because people were coming into Bill's stream and telling me, but I really feel I knew the verdict when his lawyer spoke, but I don't know. We'll have to get there and see. Just housekeeping. I'm going to try to have 2 videos out today. They're 10 minutes long. It would help if you could watch till the end or don't watch. The worst thing is to watch for a minute. If you could watch till the end, I would really appreciate it. The faster at the very beginning, once I release something, if people watch till the end, like right when it comes out, that's when magic happens. So I didn't guarantee 2 videos today. There's a caveat. I do have a custody case I want to put out for like a billionaire who's not paying child support, but it is longer than 10 minutes. But it's entertaining. That one might be, I don't know, 30 minutes, between 20 minutes and 30 minutes is my guess. And if that's, ouch, if that's too long, then, please don't worry about it. You do not have to watch a 20-minute video. But well, I might put that out today. I might put 2 custody videos out today, actually. But thank you so. Real quick, I did put Judge Reeves out yesterday. Was it yesterday? Anything tonight? A video. I'll put a video out 7:00 my time. I'm going to try to do 11:00 and 8:00. Oh shit! I didn't read it first, or I would have never given you that finger. I want my finger back. Fozzie's calling me lazy because I don't work. I haven't worked in 19 days. I haven't had a job in 19 days. Can you imagine not having a job for 19 days? Whew. It's very stressful. Yeah, I did put Judge Reeves out yesterday, I think, and it was so nice to see him again, even though it was an old one. No, I'm not enjoying it yet. All right. This will pop you straight to OJ, guys. I hope you have a great, 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 great day. And I'll see you again real soon, okay? Bye, guys.
Got these lights that goes digital dreams through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes near a sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With each stream, she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right.